Rota Fortuna. The Wheel of Fortune. The wisdom of gods and kings. The falling of empires.
The forces of nature.
The reflections of the underworld.
The angel of life.
The harbinger of calamity. For better or for worse.
In sickness
And in health,
Will you
accept
accept
your
your
fate?
fate?
Or did you ever have one to begin with?
The turning of tides, the changing of seasons, the rising and setting of the sun. The wheel turns evermore, and we cannot escape the inevitability of change. Dear listeners, we welcome you to Capricious Provenance, an award-winning D&D 5e actual play audio drama fusion set in an arcanepunk, partially homebrewed world of Eberron. We're an all-queer and trans majority BIPOC cast of tabletop creatives that bend the rules, change the lore, and break the game to explore the lives of troubled people attempting to grapple with their own destinies as the fate of the world falls into a chaotic uncertainty. My name is Gwen, and I am the storyteller. All cards on the table. Capricious Provenance started out as a fun game between friends, and while it was never intended to be a show, enough people were interested in our little game for us to put effort into creating an immersive story for you, our dear listeners. We have edited our recordings with the explicit purpose of having an audience. Table banter, number crunching, and recording hiccups have been replaced with audio design, additional improvised scenes, and additional descriptions added for narrative clarity. As a heads up, the audio is spliced together from sessions we recorded for note-taking purposes, and the quality increases as we upgrade our equipment. Without further ado, let's meet our cast and their characters.
My name is Amihan, and I use he/they pronouns. I play Kalei, a mixed Aasimar elf life cleric that longs for an existence unbound from the decisions of deities. I am also the podcast producer and editor, and I have fallen in love with every single piece of this world that we have created together.
My name is Kenzie, I use he/they pronouns, and I play Sylvanas, a tiefling warlock and scholar seeking to uncover the story of his forgotten past before the curtain rises on a new and uncertain future, all while avoiding the watchful eyes of his previous eldritch patron. Outside my role as a player, I am also an artist. If you listen close enough, you can hear my pen scribbling away between eldritch blasts.
My name is Nico. I use any/all pronouns. I play Finch, a unique half-elf rogue gunslinger spell shot with a mysterious past and a distrust for authority. I am also the lore keeper. As our story unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you updated on factual happenings, summaries, and characters of interest.
My name is Kermit, or Joey, and I use they/them pronouns. I play Snowy, an amnesiac swift-stride shifter hellbent on revenge who's grown into their power as a multi-class Gloomstalker Ranger and Druid. I'm also one of the artists for the podcast and is responsible for NPC art.
It is appropriate to point out that many dark themes will be explored in Capricious Provenance, and as such, viewer discretion is advised. Themes of war, classism, displacement, xenophobia, oppression of monstrous lineages, religious trauma, gaslighting, manipulation, fantasy violence, drug and alcohol use, profanity, explicit humor, flirting, romance, and references to sexual intimacy will be present in our story. However, our podcast will never include real-world bigotry of any kind, and moving forward, content warnings more specific to each episode will be included at the beginning of every session.
We did not start recording this game until several sessions in, meaning the game we played is not entirely available to experience from session 1, but our prologue can help catch you up to speed on their journeys so that you can enjoy the podcast without feeling entirely lost.
If you prefer, we also have episode recaps you can read in order to catch yourself up. You can find these recaps as well as backstories, character playlists, cast information, and more on our website, capriciousprovenance.card, CARRD.co.
You can also find our updates on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Tumblr. On top of our episode previews, we periodically post radio broadcasts directly from the world of our campaign, art, and other bonus content.
On top of the dice divining the fates of our characters through some immersive narrative combat, the world is continuously shaped by our characters investigating and reacting to their environment. We focus very heavily on storytelling through character roleplay, and as we engage in this form of play, we bring these characters to life by spending time with them and giving space for their relationships with each other to develop organically.
This podcast has been a labor of love and hard work, and we're so excited to share the journey that we all go on together with you. Follow our unlikely heroes as they navigate their ever-changing lives in the wake of destruction, wading in the depths of their trauma as they connect with the troubled people living in a fragmented world. This is a story of love and violence, of the self and for those around us. A tale of clawing tooth and nail against the way things are and daring to hope for change. Blood spilled for the sake of control does not quench a seeded soil. Fate is decided by those who create its circumstance. A false-hearted destiny can only be forged by a capricious provenance.